We have a shocking Donovan Mitchell update, as it appears that the New York Knicks trade target is going to have a resolution to all of these rumors, and we have to break this down. We're going to jump right into it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here. And as I said, we're going to jump right into this thing because it appears as if we have a resolution to all these Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks trade rumors that we have heard for a long, long time now. As recent reports have indicated, if you guys take a look, that Donovan Mitchell, according to rival NBA executives, is most likely going to sign a contract extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers that'll keep him there for at least the next 3 years, leading to when he's around 29 or 30 years old at the very least. And honestly, guys, I am pretty happy to hear this news. And let's break down why that is. One, I didn't want Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks, and it has nothing to do with Donovan. I think he's an awesome player. I think he's so talented. He clearly is carrying the Cavaliers. But I don't think he fits with Jalen Brunson, and that has kind of been the reports that we've been seeing. As I put on a recent video that I uploaded yesterday, the Knicks, according to Fred Katz, have not really kept that same amount of interest in Donovan Mitchell since their acquisition of Jalen Brunson and since the emergence of Jalen Brunson into that elite scoring guard that they really wanted Donovan for because they didn't have one of those. Now they do. They have a superstar player who's better than Donovan. They don't exactly want a second guy because Donovan Mitchell is not a great defender. Neither is Jalen Brunson. I think they don't want to mess with the vibe that this starting five has. They're built so well together that adding in a guy like Donovan Mitchell could change things up, potentially for the worse. So I'm pretty happy that what the resolution is going to be is not only that he is going to not go to the New York Knicks and the Knicks are not going to spend all their assets on him, but also that the New York Knicks now will not really have to worry too much about Donovan Mitchell for the future. As when you think about it, I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers are real NBA Finals contenders, and that's why I'm kind of surprised that Donovan Mitchell is going to be staying around. Now, there was a lot of reports that Donovan Mitchell may want to get out of Cleveland because they're just not winning games. They've been a disappointment. He was acquired to be a pairing with Evan Mobley, who never really panned out into that player who people were hoping he'd become. And with that happening, there was always a world that Donovan was just going to be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm calling it. I don't want to play for this team anymore. I'm not going to sign an extension. Y'all either trade me or I'll play one more year here, try to win you guys a championship, and no matter what, I'm leaving right after. So clearly, something has changed. Cleveland has been able to convince Donovan Mitchell, and that makes me happy because I like Donovan Mitchell so much as a player. He's one of my favorite NBA players. He's a New Yorker. He seems like a great dude. But also, the Knicks don't have to worry about the Cavs. And on top of it, Donovan Mitchell's showing loyalty, which you got to respect to the Cavs. And I just don't think the Cavs are a very good team. I think there's a multitude of teams that are better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Most of them have players better than Donovan Mitchell, and that's not a knock on Donovan. He's one of the best players. He's one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. I mean, you can make the argument that he's the best. I think the top three are Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, and Donovan Mitchell. I'd probably put it in that order, though Mitchell has a very, 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 very good argument that he is better than Anthony Edwards at the very least. I might change my tune on that. I'm not sure. They're very close. I'll say that much. So Donovan Mitchell, someone who's kind of a fringe top 10 player in the NBA, someone who's clearly good enough to be the second best player on a championship team, but the jury's kind of out if he could be the best on a championship team. I think it's kind of like a Jason Tatum situation where if you stack the roster well enough, then yeah, he can be the best player, but he'd be a weak best player. I don't think Jason Tatum's a top 10 player in the NBA. I'm just being honest. I think there's 10, 11, 12 guys better than him in the NBA today. It's not a knock on Tatum. He's about to be a champion. So he can say whatever the hell he wants to say. I'm some guy with a microphone sitting in my bedroom talking about basketball, talking about the Knicks specifically. And since this is Knicks Digest, let's kind of break down how that affects the New York Knicks. Well, one, the Knicks now finally get to focus on other targets. Not to say they haven't been already. They absolutely have been because, as I mentioned, Fred Katz said that the Knicks are not as interested in Donovan Mitchell anymore. But now they get to really lock in on other guys who they might want to target around the league, who might ask out, knowing that the Donovan Mitchell ship has probably just sailed. And you don't even have to think about that. That doesn't have to be a second thought. You don't have to have a part of your team kind of targeting Donovan, looking at different options. You get to kind of forget about the Donovan Mitchell thing for a little bit, which is very nice, just because it expands the Knicks' approach on other stars. Now, I don't think Donovan was a great fit. I could see the argument why you think maybe he could work out in New York, but I'm kind of happy that this is the direction things are going in. So let's just take a look at some info right here. I love this little slide. because Donovan Mitchell spoke about making the conference finals and said he wants to get there and get to the NBA finals. That's what he is judged on. That is why I'm kind of shocked that he decided to, well, go to the Cleveland Cavaliers and then stay with the team. Obviously, it wasn't his choice to go there, but the fact that he stayed with the Cavs, he's staying with them, that is bold, because I don't think the Cavs are ever going to be good enough in the Donovan Mitchell era because they used so much of their assets to really win a championship. They'd have to acquire another star. Now, I don't know who that star would be. It'd have to be in some sort of trade that involves Jared Allen's contract and whatever the hell your picks can be, and probably Darius Garland also. But it appears that the Cleveland Cavaliers will not be moving any of their picks or any of their core four, as according to Jake Fisher, despite a wealth of interest in both Garland and Allen on the trade market, Cleveland is not expected to entertain trade offers for any member of its core four at this time. And that is also happening while the expectation grows that Donovan is going to sign an extension with the team that acquired him in 2022. So Donovan Mitchell clearly having an impact on the team wanting to keep their core four, which I think is very interesting, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But also, when you consider things, Donovan is the leader of that core four, putting up 26.5 points per game, getting 5 rebounds, getting 6 assists, shooting 37% from deep, being a guy who, well, can't shoot in the corner, but can hit a three with creating his own shot, as clearly shown there. Only 56% of your threes are assisted. That shows that you have one hell of an ability to create on the perimeter. And with the New York Knicks, I feel like this is just a team they'll be able to beat up on for the next 5 years or so. Honestly, I just think the Knicks are better. I don't see a way that the Cavs get better unless Evan Mobley finally finds out how to become that NBA superstar that Cleveland so long expected him to be since his rookie year. Now, this could shake up the NBA landscape more than we think, and the reason for that, well, the simplest thing can shift an entire landscape. The best way to look at how real of a thing that is you go back like 5-6 years, whatever it was, and go to those old Mike Korzembo what-ifs videos on what if Kevin Durant got drafted to Portland, or what if Steph Curry got drafted to New York, stuff like that. It shows how one ripple effect can change the NBA so much. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't make videos like that anymore. He's kind of fallen off to a degree, but he's still doing better than me, and he'll probably never know who I am unless he accepts my challenge to box me on a Jake Paul card. So I have a feeling that that'll just never happen. I also love the guy's YouTube videos. I'm not saying I'm a hater. I'm a huge fan of him. I just wish he'd go back to that old content because that was fun. But, now he's married and stuff, so he's living life. Good for Mike. But that's not really the point of this. The point is, guys, Donovan Mitchell, I didn't want him on the Knicks. I'm happy the Knicks are probably going to look in other directions. I think that makes more sense than literally anything else that you could possibly do here. I just don't see the Donovan Mitchell thing here. Now, honestly, there is some more information that we should look at, though, because according to Kendrick Perkins, Donovan Mitchell had no choice because Cleveland made the business decision that it was either J.B. Bickerstaff or Donovan Mitchell, as now that Bickerstaff is gone, there was a thought, according to Perkins, or what we all knew according to Perkins, that Donovan Mitchell wasn't talking to J.B. Bickerstaff in the locker room, so there was some beef there, and it sounds as if Donovan Mitchell and J.B. Bickerstaff maybe were not getting along too well, and now he's gone, so now Donovan's going to stay. And that gives a team that'll never be as good as the Knicks, most likely, so the Knicks can beat up on them for the next few years. Keeps the Knicks in a good position, and it doesn't make the Miami Heat better, who wanted to trade for Donovan. So I think this works out for us. I think everything that we're hearing here benefits the New York Knicks in one way or another. But guys, I want to hear what you guys think, so comment down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to Knicks Digest, turn on post notifications, tune into our live streams. It's a mouthful, I know, but you do any of those things, it won't really change your life that much, but it will change mine, so do it for me because I'd do it for you. Guys, have a great day. Go Knicks.